Welcome to this episode of Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast. I'm your host, Jen Matney. I'm a holistic nutritionist living on the South Shore of Massachusetts. I work collaboratively with individuals to identify their health concerns and create a personalized plan to begin their journey to health. I remain deeply committed to educating individuals on health-building foods and lifestyle practices that support their personal choices and well-being. In the Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast, I'll be focusing on the many facets of nutrition, food, health, and wellness, sharing information from my clinical experience, life experience, and what I'm currently studying. Let's go! Quickly, before we begin, please keep in mind this podcast is meant for educational purposes only and should never be used as a replacement for medical diagnosis or medical treatment. Any listener with existing medical problems should consult with integrative, functional, or medical doctors. All right, guys, so let's get into what we're going to be talking about today. I mentioned this fairly quickly in my intro episode, which I called episode 1, but this, for all intents and purposes, will be episode 1. Today, we're going to be talking about food positivity and food awareness, and we're just going to define those terms. We're going to go over what they mean. And then next week, we're actually going to go over why they're important for our physical and mental health. Before we wrap up today, we're also going to focus on 3 tips on getting your health goals back on track. We're now into March. Maybe you made some New Year's Eve goals and you had some really great reasons behind them. Potentially, they might be by the wayside, or you might have struggled to keep up with them. So we're going to talk about how we can keep those goals present in our mind and make sure we accomplish them this year, because 2019, it's your year. So today we're going to be talking about food positivity and food awareness, and these terms really go hand in hand. They're the yin to the yang, the peanut butter to the jelly. So food awareness is the genuine foundation leading to long-term success of changing your diet. Food awareness includes an awareness of facts, such as portion sizes or foods that build your health and foods that deter from your health. The fact of what goes into your food, ingredients, both processed or whole foods, and inherent in understanding those facts about the food that you eat is also the amount of sugar or fat or protein or fiber in the food. You also have to take into consideration whether the food is processed or whole, organic, or commercialized. It might be important to you whether the food is sustainably raised. Food awareness doesn't just involve the food facts, though. It also follows how certain foods make you feel. Some of you might not feel good after consuming milk or wheat or gluten or maybe even tomatoes and peppers. And this isn't just about food allergies, but also foods that make us feel any physical symptom. These are typically called food intolerances when you feel symptoms such as bloatedness, tired, fatigue, crampiness. And having a food awareness means knowing the way any food will make you feel in terms of energy level as well as physical symptoms. In this way, food awareness, in my mind, can be likened to food mindfulness. Sitting in front of your dinner plate or your lunch plate or your breakfast plate with an awareness of how these food items will affect your body, your thought process, your energy levels, and choosing foods that feel right for you. Now, food positivity involves utilizing that food awareness as you nourish your body. It means really actively providing your body with the foods your body needs, treating your body in a positive way by fueling it with the food it needs to work hard and successfully accomplish all the work you do each and every day. Food positivity includes creating and maintaining a positive relationship with food. We talk about food in terms of good or bad, but food isn't inherently good or bad. We as individuals, as humans, feel more at ease when people or things are labeled. And labeling food as good for you or bad for you makes us feel like we understand food and have a hold on nutrition basics. But food is just food. An apple is just an apple. Removing the good or bad from a food allows you to remove the judgment on the food and on yourself. Instead, focus on eating foods that build your health. If you're able to do this at least 80% of the time, then you are focusing on building your health a great deal. Not only are you treating your body well by providing the fuel it needs, but you also avoid judgment upon yourself when you might stray from your chosen path. Your body needs good fuel, and fueling your body should bring you enjoyment and fun. Let me break it down a little bit more for you guys. I like to teach my clients to think of their bodies as a car or a vehicle. You need your car to take you from point A to point B, and you want to take good care of your car. You wouldn't put the wrong fuel into your car, as that would break down its mechanisms. Your body gets from point A to point B every single day. You want to take good care of your body because it's the only one you get. And you want to fuel it with health-building foods so the mechanisms don't break down. Try remembering these intentions when you consume food. 1. Your health is valuable. 2. Food is an important part of building health. And 3. You should not take your health for granted. When you sit down for a meal this week, try and remember these intentions and see what things you learn about your relationship with food. Food awareness and food positivity aren't radical ideas. These themes simply involve a change in your perspective. And like everything else in life that's worthwhile, this takes practice. All right, guys, now on to our tips for the week. Getting your health goals back on track. My first tip on getting your health goals back on track is to remind yourself of your goals and the reason behind them. Did you make New Year's Eve goals? Did you decide on these health goals for a specific reason? What does it mean to you to achieve this goal? And how will you personally feel when this goal is accomplished? Just like food awareness and food positivity, always keep reminding yourselves to keep your goals in your life by creating intention. Pro tip number 2, make a plan of action to keep the goals alive throughout the year. If your goal is to be healthy, the goal will feel too vague and overwhelming. Explore some specific health goals you might want to incorporate into your life. You could focus on drinking 8 cups of water each day, or eating at least 3 vegetables each day. You could also create small goals to remove health-diminishing foods from your day. For example, you could drink only 1 cup of soda or less, or you may restrict all health-diminishing foods to 1 cheat day each week. Focus on creating specific and achievable points during the year that will keep the goal fresh in your mind and keep you moving forward. For example, if you know your next moment of cheat or your next holiday where you'll be eating foods that aren't necessarily health building for your body, focus on maintaining your goals until you get to that point. These specific and achievable points during the year will help you stay on track. Pro tip number 3, talk about your goals as much as you possibly can. Make self-care your hobby and join a community of like-minded individuals. Not only can these peers help keep you accountable, but talking about your goals will make sure that you don't forget them easily. All right, guys, so those are my 3 tips for getting your health goals back on track, so 2019 can be your year. Moving into food for thought today, we went over a lot of things. We talked about food positivity and we talked about food awareness. What are some ways you guys can bring greater food positivity or food awareness into your daily life? I'd love to hear about your take on these themes, what you guys think about them. So head over to Facebook or Instagram or even YouTube and share your thoughts. Next week, we're going to be diving into more about how food awareness and food positivity are important for our mental and physical well-being. We explore the definitions of each term, and next week, we're going to really talk about what about food awareness and food positivity really makes a difference for our health. Before we send off today, if you have a question you'd like to send along, please email eatpositivebepositive@gmail.com. Also, don't forget, March is launch month for Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast. I want to show my appreciation to all of you listeners with a giveaway. This first month, one winner will get one whole month of nutrition meetings, including an initial consult, individualized diet and lifestyle plan, and 2 additional support meetings. That's 4 meetings in total for you to begin your health journey, and a small token of my gratitude to all of you listeners out there. Here's how to enter. Subscribe to Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast. Share your love for Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast on a social media platform. Maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's YouTube. And review the podcast to send me some valuable feedback. Once you've done that, just send your email to eatpositivebepositive@gmail.com so I know you've entered the contest and I'll choose a winner from there. Good luck to everyone! Something I missed in my intro episode of Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast was the uploading schedule. So every Monday at 2 p.m., if you guys head over to Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast, you'll get more information on health building strategies, foods, and ways to have food positivity in your life. See you guys next Monday.